What's going on, guys? We're going to be tying up Kelly Galloups Sex Dungeon. And our vise here, we have an Arex TP615 in size 1. And our thread is going to be Textreme Power Thread in 100 denier. And this is the color 03 Red. So we're going to go ahead and start our thread here. So I'm going to take some marabou. I'm going to use about a shank length. And I'm going to get that tied down. Now I'm going to take a couple pieces of flash here. And I'm going to tie them in. I'm going to pull these over. Tie them in as well. Then I'm going to grab my flash and cut it about the same length as the marabou. Okay, now I'm going to tie in some black wire. I'm going to put a couple wraps of that, and then I'm going to grab some, this is like an orange colored chenille here. This is like a pearl chenille. We're going to tie this all the way back. And now I'm going to get this started, and I'm going to lift it over with my pinky. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to stop a little bit shy of the eye. Now I'm going to add some wax to my thread here. And then I'm going to tie in this like sandy colored hackle. And at this point we're tying it just like we would a booger. Okay, I take a couple extra wraps in the front. And then I open spiral it to let that body shine through. Then we're going to grab that wire. And I stood the fibers up there to help not trap a bunch of them. We're going to grab everything, pull it forward, and I'm squeezing tight with my fingers to not let the wire come loose. And we're going to pop this off in the back. And then we're going to pop this off as well. Then I'm going to grab another marabou feather. Measure it the length that I want it, then I'm going to cut it and tie it in. Then I'm going to grab some rubber legs, pull them up, and we're going to get these exactly where we want them. Notice I came between the eye there. Then we're going to grab these, cut them to length. And I'm going to whip finish. I'm just applying some resin here. Now I'm going to replace this with another hook. Restart your thread. And now I'm going to measure this to be about an eye length back. And I'm going to tie this in on the bottom. And then I'm going to come around the eyes, but not around the shank. Just a couple times. Make sure we got everything perfect. Then I'm going to put some super glue on the top and the bottom. It's very important that you put it on both. Now I'm going to grab some Arex Predator wire. This is the 7x7. And I'm going to add a couple wraps. But I'm going to try to keep it to one side of the shank. And we're going to grab some 3D beads by Hareline. You can use 1 or 2, whatever you want. I'm using 2. So I'm going to slide both beads on. Then I'm going to grab my fly and slide that on as well. Once you get that slid on there, I like to pull it back, grab your beads, come back through your beads, like so. And we're going to take some practice wraps here, get it where we want it. That looks good. Perfect. You see I have a magnet here on my vise. I'm going to slide that magnet to where it's going to hold that fly in place and I don't have to worry about getting stuck. And then I'm going to reverse this back and cut it off. And we're going to add some glue. Now at this point, this is what you should have. And this is laying sideways on my magnet. Now we're going to do the same thing as earlier. Measure this up. Take just a couple wraps. I'm going to cut that to length. Again, we're just repeating the same process as earlier. And we're going to stop behind the eyes. And I'm actually going to come over top of this chenille a little bit. Now Galloups says that putting this second bit of marabou on here is optional. So you do what you want with that. Okay, so now I'm going to pin everything back and I'm going to grab the shmeen tool. Be careful to not grab my thread there. And I'm going to use this to pin everything back. And as an added measure, I'm actually going to also tie in some wire. And then I'm just going to push it to the side, like so. So I'm going to grab some red deer hair, and I'm going to stack it up. Then I'm going to measure this to be where I want it. And I'm going to take 2 soft wraps, and I'm going to work it all the way around the shank. It's kind of hard to do with those eyes on there. Just mess with it a little bit, you'll get it. And then I'm going to crank down on it. And I'm going to come through the hair with my thread, pushing it back as I go. And we're going to slide everything out of the way. Then I'm going to grab another bunch and cut the tips off, but I'm going to tie it in by the butts, closer to the butt section. So I'm going to flatten my thread out just so it spins the right way, and I'm going to take 1-2 wraps, and then I'm going to spin it up around the hook. And I'm going to push it back just a little bit because we might put more hair on here. I'll see in a second. I'm going to put one more tiny glob of hair on there. Now I'm going to grab everything and pull it back, and I'm going to add a whip finish here. And I'm going to brush everything out a little bit. Make sure that there's no trapped stuff in there. You can hear it, it's definitely everywhere in there. Now we're going to take our razor blade. I'm just going to come straight back with it. Then I like to grab it, pull everything back, and hit it with a lighter. Then I'm going to fluff it out. And once we're happy, grab our tool. And we're going to unwrap everything. And I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Now we're just going to brush it. If you do brush it, you might find a little couple pieces that need to be snipped. And there it is, y'all. The Galloups Dungeon. It's pretty easy to tie as long as you just take your time. It's nothing real hard about it. Just a little time consuming. So yeah, catch you guys in the next one.